Greetings and welcome to our daily walk through the scriptures for May the 22nd. Your readings today found you wrapping up 2 Samuel chapter 2 and reading all of 2 Samuel chapter 3. And then you had John 13, 1 through 30 with the beautiful scene of Jesus washing his disciples' feet. And then we start Psalm 119, the longest psalm in the Bible, and Proverbs chapter 15, verse 29 through 30. Now, I haven't talked about the Psalms in a while. Psalm 119 is... it's a long psalm, but I want you to recognize a few things about this. It's kind of an acrostic. And what I mean by that, an acrostic is where you take the words, you take a word like wow, and you make a poem and you start each word with the letter W-O-W, okay? Wonderful, overwhelming words. I don't even know. This is kind of an acrostic. What it does, though, is it takes every letter from the Hebrew alphabet and writes a praise. And so when you see Aleph and you see Bet and you see these broken out, those are the Hebrew alphabet letters. So we don't see the acrostic because, again, there's something that's lost a little bit in translation, which is one of the reasons that sometimes the Psalms are I think, overlooked, is because we think of songs and we think of rhyming and rhythm and all those things, and these don't seem to have it. Well, that's because they did in Hebrew. They had all those things in Hebrew, but when you translate it into English, it doesn't work, especially if you're trying to do a literal or a word-for-word translation. So I want to encourage you to look at this. Blessed are those whose ways are blameless, who walk according to the law of the Lord. And on the Bet, how can a young person stay on the path of purity? By living according to your word. I bring these up because we look in 2 Samuel, and if you remember yesterday, I kind of alluded to we're going to introduce to some interesting characters. One of them is Abner. Now, Abner, by the accounts that we have here, is a I won't say righteous because the Bible doesn't use the word righteous a whole lot, but he is a man of honor. He's a soldier of honor. He's a soldier of integrity. By all accounts of what you see, even in the weird things that we don't understand, Abner is a man of integrity. So when Abner tries to avoid killing the brother of Joab, and the brother doesn't relent, okay? Asahel continues to chase Abner, and Abner kills him. Now Joab, this is the other interesting person that I wanted you to bring, because Joab is actually a cousin of David, okay? So there's some family blood in here. Abner is not related. Remember, most of David's men were from his tribe, the tribe of Judah, the largest and most powerful tribe, the Lion of Judah, okay? This even went back to the prophecy that was given by their patriarch Israel about his sons, and said, Judah, you're going to be the great one, the king, all those things. And so Joab is a cousin of David. So David is not going to do things that he probably should to show justice on Joab. And this is not going to be the only time that we see Joab make a choice that dishonors David. But Joab uses deceit and uses dishonor to get, quote-unquote, revenge, honor, justice on the death of his brother. Even though his brother died in the heat of battle, Joab didn't see that way, and so he used deceit to do this. And then so David then has to show his political skill. David is a politician at times, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but we see David demonstrating to all of the people, hey, I had nothing to do with this. I'm not okay with this. This is not cool. And it's really interesting, though, because the very last thing that you see in the accounting on this is David saying, may the Lord repay the evildoer according to his evil deeds. David knows who the evildoer is. It's his cousin, Joab. David knows exactly what was done that was wrong, and yet David chooses to ignore it. And this is a pattern that we're going to see in the life of David, that David will be passive at times with the relationships around him, for whatever reason it is. But so this is going to begin kind of some of the wreckage of David's reign. And we're going to see instances where David has incredible passion for God and does great things for God. And then he makes really unusual mistakes. For someone that's so bold for God at times, his passivity is really a stark contrast. So as you start reading the life and the reign of David, kind of look for those moments. All right, that's it for today. We will talk more tomorrow.